Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the WGLNA Season 2 Gold League. I'm your host, Christian Toma. To my left, David Williams. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and YouTube /WGLNA. If you're not watching this on BattleViewer.com, go over there right now and check it out. And finally, follow us on Twitter @WGLNA so you guys can stay up to date on what's happening in the community around you. Again, this is the final reminder. Well, actually, no, I'll remind you guys once before the show is over, but Thursday we are bringing Quinn in to present us the questions that you have asked us by using the hashtag mailbag, tweeting those to us at Twitter @WGLNA, and we'll be answering those for you live here on the show. And so ask us anything, guys. Like I said, you can ask David and I questions, you can ask Quinn questions, you can ask Tim questions, the production, WGLNA as a whole, and we will answer those guys for you live. Another thing you can do for us is answer the question of the day.
Which is, when is it most important to focus fire?
When you are in a 2v1 situation on Prorovka in the northern part of the map to try to get back to the rest of your team.
You took it from me.
Oh,
I was going to go for it. I was gonna be like, when you're
so
trying to guarantee the Tigers gets freed up early. And yeah, we're going to wrap that one up.
And that is how we do, you guys. Let us know right now when is a good time to focus fire in chat as we're getting ready for our fourth and final victory. Is going to be Noble versus Ping999. We have the face-off ready on the side of Noble. We have Comps on the side of Ping999. We have Shimbo. Gentlemen, welcome to the face-off. Comps, going to go ahead and start off with you, sir. Now, last Thursday against 07, it seemed like the theme of the night was artillery. Do you guys feel artillery is kind of like your guys' answer to the more victories in the game? Is that your kind of secret weapon on Noble?
No, it's just that we see it's useful in some maps, so we assign Marsh to do it, and it works out. So that's pretty much all we have going for us when it comes to artillery.
I'm telling you, David, it's a mind game. He's just saying that because it's actually this amazing play they're going to pull out in the playoffs. Comps, I'm on to you.
I mean, with Comps, anything is possible. Super trolly. Comps, who is it that calls for most of the focus fire on your team now?
Now it's usually Militant or Impact. They're usually the flank callers, per se, so yeah.
Alrighty.
Is it usually up to them to kind of... So the flank callers obviously going to be the one that are in the fight looking for the focus fire calls.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. Militant. Got him on my team. Let's see what he does tonight. Shimbo. How you doing, sir?
Hello.
Shimbo,
I'm fine.
who on your team chooses the focus fire?
The focus fires, Sheep, Tomty, and me.
Oh. All right. 3 members. Does
Yeah.
that ever get... Is there like miscommunication? Is it ever confusing with so many people trying to call?
We have really problem with that.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Most people do.
All right. Well, best of luck as you guys kind of try to iron out those problems, gentlemen. Before we get into the battle, Cops, is there anything I have to say to Shimbo before we get started?
Good luck and have fun.
Man, the same thing from that guy every single time. Shimbo, your response?
Good luck and have fun.
Oh, right back at you, Comps. Gentlemen, best of luck to both of you, and we'll see you shortly.
See, the difference there is Shimbo means it. but Comps is, his eyes always say something completely different.
This is true. This is absolutely true. There it is.
Just like he's saying, that artillery really works out for us. His eyes were full of lies. He's like, I know they don't.
David, you're reading into it, man. You're just seeing what you want to see.
Top scorer for Noble is Canadian Impact. Top scorer for Ping is currently Mufasa. Their favorite map is Steps. Noble, it is Cliff with a bat chat, and for Ping, the E5.
Remember how we always we talked about how are these teams going? They're allowing Ping to get onto Steps. It's their most played map. It's the one they seem to do the best on, and yet no one bans it out from. No one bans out from. Guess what the first map of the night is?
Steps.
It's Steps. That's right. We will be seeing them onto Steps. Before we get into this, David, I don't know if you saw, but before the break, we were kind of talking here. I know chat noticed it. I was going to give you a handshake, and you didn't. You didn't see
I didn't
me.
even see it.
Oh yeah, totally. So I just wanted to, just so they could get the satisfaction.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh. Too slow.
Okay, I'm just done. No, I'm kidding. That was
Scroll
good.
a list of burn centers in the United States. Right down
Everyone's like, here, tell me this is the nearest one to Los Angeles.
Fade to black, burn centers.
Burbank, California. All right. That was well done. That was well done, David. Fine, you got me there. And now let's see what happens as this match is about to get underway. Noble, before we kind of actually get started, is this kind of like High Wolves' same situation? They needed this victory to secure that guaranteed playoff spot?
I don't think so for Noble.
Okay, they're good.
I think they're just fine.
All right, so obviously a fun kind of match for them. We'll see what they can do against Ping. Ladies and gentlemen, our first battle is about to get underway. Noble on defense on steps, Ping on offense. Let's get right into it and take a look at what we've got for tanks. Trust issues, David, trust issues.
Welcome to my world. Noble with an E5, two 140s, two T22s, a TVP, and an RU-251. Ping with an IS-7, a 140, a 907, two T22s, a TVP, and a WZ-132.
Huh. The WZ-132. Their scout?
Yeah, it's a light tank, Chinese light tank, tier 8. It's got a variety of guns, which is kind of what made it somewhat useful in the past. So you go with a faster firing gun or a larger, more alpha gun. Probably going with whatever gun has more penetration, I would say.
Okay.
In this instance, but either way, it's kind of an interesting choice. It probably has to do with height, would be my guess.
Huh.
Perhaps camo coefficients, or perhaps speed, because it is. Well, he just got spotted by Marsh in the area.
Oh, look at that focus fire coming out from Noble. Reaper just barely getting out of there. They got tracked. Luckily, he got tracked on the bottom end of the hill, or he would have been toast.
That is how it tends to happen. Interested to see if he used a repair kit for that. It's a wise situation for a repair kit. In some tanks, you kind of want to save it just to make sure that you've got it when it's more critical. But in WZ-132, I mean, next time he starts getting shot, he's probably going to die.
Probably
so
be over.
Might as well just use it.
All right, so we'll see kind of where that WZ-132 comes into play here for the side of Ping. Meanwhile, Noble just going for that very standard defense. Ping, a little more of a split offense. So they've only sent 3 members up to the north, the remaining 4 staying in the south here. Kind of looking, David, at what Ping is doing. Do you think they're looking for maybe an over-aggressive play by Noble, trying to find some picks from a scout from them? Or are they just there to, I don't know, why would they be down there with so many tanks?
Just holding the terrain that they already own from 5 line west and slowly trying to expand in other directions. That's pretty much all there is to it.
Okay.
So far, neither team really showing a big hand of what they intend to do on this map. So, can't really read into it.
All right. About 2 minutes about to be going by here on the clock. And Noble is on defense, Ping on offense. So they're the ones who are going to have to make the play. Starting to see a little more movement up toward the north here from Ping. That WZ-131 now joining the IS-7 right in that D3 area. But the rest of Noble, as you guys can see on the mini-map at the bottom right-hand corner, very well spread out across the entire eastern side. Canadian Impact just getting spotted out for a second, but not too badly. There you go, Tantanaka's taking 363 and then IS-7. Just trying to see what Ping will be doing here. Again, it always interests me seeing steps because the northern cap is so hard to assault on unless you're who is it? Caller Wanted and High Voltage? No, Yo and Eclipse tonight where they all won on offense onto steps. But other than that, usually you see being on offense pretty hard to find. So I'm always interested when I see teams take this map if they have some new crazy strategy that we're about to see, or if defense has found an even better way to stop it.
Oh.
The TVP?
No, Friction is in the game.
Ah, hey, Friction.
Former teammate of mine, probably doing some amount of calling for Noble. Unknown as of right now, but this is the first game he has played since Season 4, I believe.
No way.
Yep, so over a year at this point.
Welcome, Friction. Can't wait to see how you do in that Object 140. 3-1 on a Canadian Impact there. Cap pressure being applied by Ping. A little bit of fight going on in the south.
Taco Soldier about a step away from Militant Friction right now, but they are obviously doubting what's going on. They are definitely at risk as Marsh is there to back up Noble quite a bit, but it's somewhat of an even fight as it is.
Germ taking a lot of damage as well. Another shot in that 50-51 there. He still has 2 more left. He decided to clip early and see if he can make it out of there. 50 seconds now on the clock. Reaper being spotted out in that WZ-131 by Dodoma, which is going to allow Noble to get the reset. They're going to now focus down that T22. Let's see if Dodo can live. They're sending Drogon and Reaper very aggressively to come take those shots. Marsh just barely missing with that RU-251. And now Dodo taking a shot there from Taco Soldier. We'll see if he stays alive for much longer. That's another one, 355, 692. Fluky's getting ready to finish him off there, and that is going to be a T22 already falling for Noble. But they have burned off about more than half of the cap, and Akula takes down Reaper, so that is going to be a tank for a tank. And regardless, it is a T22 for a WZ-132.
Not equal.
Not equal at all. Friction now kind of going head-to-head here, right in the center, being backed up by Militant, going with Drogon and Fluky on the side of Ping. Let's see who comes out on top of this one. Fluky now starting to back off as he knows Militant's there to come to join him. Drogon has to be careful. Nagi's meanwhile taking down Germ. Finally at 50-51, he is falling. Drogon getting extremely low. One more shot, he'll be going down. Here comes Friction with the first kill of the game in over a year. Fluky does take down Friction though, right after he picks that one up. Militant getting low as the rest of Ping is coming down to collapse upon him. Canadian Impact takes down Taunt. Fluky finds Militant. It is now a 3-on-4 in favor of Ping, both HP-wise and number of guns in the battle. Marsh taking 306.
From Akula. Those friendly
from
fires
Akula!
are in a very
Oh,
tight situation
no.
where Noble needs every single hit if they want to stay in this game. But Shimbo coming in with a full clip. He will easily put down Canadian Impact, and Akula will go down. And it looks like Ping is going to take the first game off of Noble in this set.
There we go. Shimbo getting ready with that final shot, actually backing off, waiting. It's going to be Technos who comes on the side to pick it up a little bit safer. Shimbo takes some shots from Marsh. Akula as well. Even if this 50-51 does go down, there are still 3 tanks who can finish off these remaining 2 for Noble. Fluky and Technos coming over the side. Akula holding on to that shot. Actually not really holding on. He doesn't have the shot yet. Now he's got it, and he's going to take down Fluky with it, making it a 3-on-2. Shimbo is extremely low, but once he is reloaded, if Akula can take him out right now, this will be huge. Akula looking for the shot. No, Technos shuts him down right before. Oh, that would have been an amazing pickup. And now just Marsh against Taco Soldier, Technos, and Shimbo. There's 3 shots left.
2 on Cap and Taco to screen, and this is easily 1 in the win column for Ping, although it got a little bit dicey there at the end.
On offense, Ping picking up an offensive victory here onto steps.
It's hard to say who was on offense in that match.
Gotcha.
I know what the icons say at the
Gotcha.
top, but it's more
Noble being
Noble on
very
the offense
aggressive.
in that overall situation. Somewhat disjointed, a little bit hard to say exactly what went wrong there. It looked like probably some nuance to the strategy that just did not get executed appropriately. Taco Soldier getting just barely spotted by Marsh, and Marsh not getting spotted by Taco, but Taco's going to keep on trucking in this current direction. He will see Marsh now, and now it's easy for Taco Soldier to pick this up.
Oh,
and Technos from
Technos!
across the map.
Shot from the Cap, multitasking there, applying the pressure and getting a kill, and that is going to be Ping999, picking up the first victory of our 4th and final match of the night against Noble. So, David, kind of what you're saying there, Noble being really the aggressive players, and just was it just the coordination wasn't right? Did you see some tanks they went for that they shouldn't have?
Mostly Germ getting absolutely annihilated pretty early was a big thing, and then the same thing happened to Dotema. So basically, they just gave up 2 tanks.
For not
Let's
much.
check out the stats. You'll see it. You'll
Okay.
see it real soon.
Let's check it out.
So for Noble, 2,900 out of Akula, 2,600 out of Canadian Impact, 2,000 out of
that
Militant,
friendly fire.
1,400 out of Marsh, with some very clutch play there at the end. Friction with 1,300, Dotemo with, well, we're not even going to get into those last 2 tanks. There you have it. That's what I was talking about. Shimbo with 3,400, Taco Soldier 2,800, Technos, Fluky 1,700, Tanti, and Drogon 1,300 and 1,400.
Now, again, the friendly fire that came out for High Voltage right at the end there. The shot from, I think it was Akula, either shot someone or not. Where that kind of went at the end, do you think that was the thing that could have ended it for them? I mean,
No, because if I remember correctly, it was Akula shot Marsh as Marsh crossed in front of his shot, and Marsh was the last one alive, and he went and stood off on a flank in the RU-51.
So
So
he
ultimately,
was going down.
the only way that would have made a difference is if Akula's shot would have penetrated a tank that would have created a chain reaction, but it was very likely
probably
over at that point.
probably
So
not that one.
that's it. That's all.
All right, well, good victory already for Ping. Now, I mean, again, it's only one battle, and we're only on steps, but I mean, talk about an upset. I mean, if Ping beats Noble, oh man, that would be a story indeed. And they're on the right track. They've got a victory. They just need 4 more. Can they do it? They are now on defense on the steps. Let's go right into it and take a look at what we've got for tanks.
It's just 4 more. I mean, come on. They're like right there.
I can count to 4. Watch, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Noble
Easy.
with an E5, 2 bad shots, 2 T22s, a T54, and an M53, M55. Ping with an IS-7 and an I-140, 2 907s, 2 T22s, and a WZ-132.
Marsh for the artillery. Like Comp said, he likes it. They put him in it. He does the job. And then the silent salt from David.
No, I'm not getting salty about it. It's steps. An already on steps isn't.
It's not bad.
It's not unreasonable.
Cool. All right. All right, here. Let's see. Let's see where he goes.
I mean, up tiering it to a tier 9 in order to get the M53 and then having to bring a T54. You could say all sorts of stuff about that. But as long as Marsh hits his shots in the M53, it'll be somewhat worth it.
All right.
So, I don't know. Maybe I'll get saltier as we go on. I'm sure you'd like that. I'm sure you'd like that today.
Right now, looking actually kind of positioning, I would have expected Noble to be going for the northern cap, and that's exactly where Ping thought they were going as well. As Ping,
if Noble had dragged their artillery up into the northwest, they could be looking at another loss right now, because that would have been a horrendously overmatched fight.
Right now, again, the rest of Ping sending 6 of those members up. Reaper spotting out Dodo, Kula, and Friction here from Noble, and starting to make his way out. It looks like he should be able to get through. Marsh did let a shot out. Nothing connecting yet on the map. And now Ping starting to rotate. So looking where Noble's kind of at right now, do you think that they have an idea where a lot of members of Ping are, or is there just not enough information quite yet?
There's not really enough information at this point in time because whatever spots they did have are stale at this point, or expired, depending on what you want to call it. I've always called it stale if they're going to be in a certain area, but not necessarily the exact positions. So, 20 seconds after, 25 seconds after. And expired is like a full minute after. It's like they can be pretty much anywhere,
probably not here,
depending on the tanks that they're playing at that point in time. So, Noble has lost some very, very valuable map control right now. Didn't take the eastern cap, so either they don't like that as an option, or they're worried about their artillery, or perhaps they're getting meta with it as they are now starting to push back into the west, and they're going to create a split fight. So we'll see how well that works out for them real soon. This is either going to be a glorious idea or a catastrophe.
Reaper in that WZ-131 again, spotting him out. They're spotting out Dodo at least. And taking a shot there from Marsh, tracking him and doing 547. He's now turning. Looks like he's, I don't know if that was quick enough to use the repair.
He didn't. He would have done it almost instantly.
Gotcha.
If that were the case. When you get hit by artillery like that and there's nobody visible, you're not worried because you're in
the
cover
time.
And the artillery can't reload in time. Donama sneaking out one shot on Shimbo as Ping now beginning to counter push into the west. This is a great opportunity for Noble to sit on cap, cause all sorts of problems. But if Ping continues down this way and Noble doesn't get on cap pressure, it's going to get dicey.
There it is right now. That's the cap going out. It's the Canadian Impact joining that E5. Tantanakis in the I-7 is being sent to come back and deal with that cap pressure being applied by Noble. Technos and Drogon as well coming back. So Noble has to start applying this cap pressure a lot more quickly because it looks like Ping is going to have plenty of time to start responding. Durham taking a shot there in that T-54. Now kind of barreling down right into the center road. 30 seconds on the clock. Tanakis comes over the top. He sees Canadian back in. Akula, Canadian taking a shot onto him. 434. Technos and Drogon, though, have been spotted out this entire time, so their presence is no secret to Noble. And 700 points of damage confirms that on that 907. Technos taking a lot here, but they have scared Noble off the cap. 4 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. Meanwhile, Taco Soldier and Fluky taking a good chunk of damage over on the east. And here's the split fight. David, you're looking, as you guys can see on your minimap, we have 2 different fights happening. Middleton takes down Taco Soldier, fighting the first tank of the match, or of the battle, excuse me. And we'll see who continues to go down from here. Akula finding Reaper. That's 2 tanks down for Ping999. Noble looking good so far on this head-to-head fight. Drogon looks like he'll be able to pick up Canadian back right here unless it bounces. There it is. The T-22 taking down that E5. Meanwhile, Dodo takes down Shimbo. But now Akula has to be careful. He is now in a kind of 1v3 situation all by himself. Ton has a shot up. His shot actually going over to help out what's happening down the south. And Akula is going to be allowed to take another shot. But Technos is going to finish him off. Meanwhile, Fluky kind of going headed Friction in that batch head on reload. Dodo kind of getting rid of the shot. 355 there going into Fluky. Marsh still alive. Finding a shot there, going up there, nothing connecting onto Ping. Fluky taking 265 there. Dodo coming around, and it looks like Noble can be able and should be able to finish this one off as Friction taking down that T-22. It is now a 5-on-3, 3 minutes on the clock. But you have to take into consideration one of those tanks from Noble is an artillery. So, David, is this? Are you super confident to call it to Noble, or is there still plenty of Ping that can come back?
You can't at this point. Now, Marsh could hit a critical shot that would win the game, but there's only 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock. Everybody's fairly low for Noble, so the introductory cost to find that intelligence is a problem. They're better off just basically picking a cap, putting everybody over there. Eastern side's the better bet, and just making a fight and hoping they can win it. They have the tanks to win it. But if they start playing some sort of delicate game, they do not have the time for that at this point in time. They just need a fight. Ping, bunkering down in a very tricky place. Man, if they pop up in the right place at the right time, it's going to be game over for Noble.
Very exciting, a close battle indeed. And if Ping can pick up this victory here, make it 2-0.
Dodo is about to find a very painful surprise.
There it is. He does take a shot, but the shot from Drogon actually missing. That is huge for Noble there. Techno's not. 324 going into him. Drogon taking a shot from the back. Friction coming in, and he is fully loading that back jet. Marsh's shot hits Drogon. Friction now is able to let all the shots go on the top, and that is going to be Noble coming in and cleaning house over in the east, tying it up now 1-1 against Ping. I'm trying to kind of track back from what sort of happened there with Noble going over to the east, then not kind of going over to the north. When did that? I mean, that split that happened. Do you remember? Was that Noble who initiated that, or was that Ping?
Yes, and it played to some of the strengths they have with their artillery, being able to assist whatever fight needs it the most. They actually dominated the southwestern fight, and then Akula lasted just a freakish amount of time in the eastern fight. Let's get to the stats.
Let's check it out.
Because I'm not entirely sure. Ping 2,500 out of Technos. Drogon with 2,300, 2,000 out of Fluky, and 1,500 out of Tantanakis. For Noble, 4,000 out of Dodoma.
Jeez.
Akula with 2,300 and 1,200 bounce. No joke there. Canadian Impact was with him over there. Pretty great duo to send to go handle anything, if you ask me. And that's 1,700 out of him, 1,500 out of Marsh, 1,400 out of Militant, 1,100 out of Friction, 1,000 out of German. Everybody broke 1,000. And it got it done eventually. And there's a lot of cool things going on there for what Noble was doing. But, I mean, you know what I'm going to say. This wasn't worth an M53. They did 1,400 damage. It's a tier 9. If you're sacrificing all of that, I mean, that could have been a tier 10 and using a scout for the intelligence, all sorts of different stuff. Granted, the artillery on steps makes a lot more sense because of that northeastern cap. And you can force people to play out. So who knows whether Ping would have actually come out of the camp in order to stop anything other than an artillery. So, and that's just pure conjecture. Who knows at that point in time. So while I just always have issues with the cost of an artillery and what it could have done instead of what it did, for the strategic value of maybe guaranteeing that the northeastern cap couldn't be done, it's still a reasonable choice on steps. But so far, I'm still just liking the 207 at the best out of all the different arty that have been brought.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, it is all tied up. Noble back on defense. Let's get right into it and take a look at what we've got for tanks.
Noble the E5 at Batchat, 2 140s, 2 T22s, Inari 251, Ping with 2 E5s, 907, 2 T22s, a TVP, and a WZ132 again.
All right, Reaper really liked driving that Chinese tank. See kind of where he goes last time. Got spotted a little early, taking a shot of damage, almost died. So hopefully that doesn't happen this time. Kind of back on the artillery before we kind of move on. We might see it again if they're on offense. But it's also kind of like Muravan where you said the intimidation factor also is viable with it.
Absolutely. The number one thing with artillery is it makes teams either scared to move or move out of fear. One or the other, right? So if you're in a place that you know is going to get hit by artillery and that guy starts hitting people, you feel the need to have to move, to counter push, to take advantage of those weaknesses that I talk about holding the line and that kind of stuff with an artillery, and try and get your tanks into the fight so that you win it. Because the artillery DPM is just awful.
Right,
awful. It's going to reload forever.
30 plus seconds.
Yeah, you got to pretty much one-shot a tank to really carry your weight in that kind of fight if it's all going to happen inside 30 seconds, right? Which it doesn't always, but it does a lot of time. And the artillery is probably going to be one of the first to go down. Anyways, so it's just a balance. But if you can create fear in a team to make them come after you, and now you're kind of on defense, that's good. That is the dream situation. And in that situation, artillery basically has to hit nothing. Doesn't matter. It's just the fact that
'Cause
they
the
made a
positioning.
team do something.
Right. And how hard is it, or maybe easy is it, for a artillery tank to, and we talk about this, go TD mode? We usually say it's a joke, but is that a legitimate thing that artilleries will do, knowing teams are coming at them?
Sure. It's not that hard.
Okay.
And it depends. If you need to round a corner and shoot something, or if you need to move at all,
Hard.
or change where you're aiming, then it's harder. Just because, well, it's not necessarily harder. It's more unlikely to hit because at that point, once an artillery blooms out completely, you've just rested your fate in the hands of RNG.
Okay.
So who knows, right? But if you can just focus on one area, it's not particularly hard to what's called shotgun somebody.
Shotgun. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, those shotgun plays. Maybe bringing two arteries.
There have been, well, here I go getting into the past stuff all the time. Just say that there was a point in time where the battle Hummel was a thing.
The battle Hummel.
It's German artillery, the Hummel, however you want to call it.
Humboldt.
And that was nasty, super accurate, fired very quickly,
Sounds awesome.
and it could do it on the move.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No way!
I've seen people like drive around Himmelsdorf and click people. It was an incredible arty, but it's a very good thing that thing got balanced out. This is years ago, though.
Sure.
But whatever. Like I said, you always sucker me into talking about things off.
I
top.
just I like talking. I like it a lot. That's why I have this job.
You don't say.
That's why I'm here. Reaper starting to put some cap pressure on that WZ-132. Starting that kind of, oh, look at this. And then again, almost instantly, Noble is ready to respond. They just start letting those shots go all over the cap. Reaper staying safe so far. His turret is there a reason why his turret isn't turned to, oh, there he goes. I kind of face it. He was just kind of keeping his turret straight with his tank there. I don't know if there's more armor on that side of the turret, or was that just kind of his?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
So he's either just he was either aiming someplace or just forgotten,
Gotcha.
and is now
So yeah.
making his face.
So it wasn't strategic.
And even if, well, it depends. It depends. Oh, what I'll say is more the little highlight I wanted to point out. Catching shots with your gun barrel is a thing.
Huh.
A very effective thing.
Is it? How in the world do you even go about doing that?
It depends. When you're in a very close-up fight, you can do it on purpose. So far, a little bit of action coming out from both sides, but not much, really.
Man, Reaper is just stacking up these cap points. Noble has not found him at all. They've really covered most of this map, it seems like, with those shots, the blind fire coming out. Reaper now just heading out. Obviously, for some reason, that looks like the reason was being spotted out, taking 69 points of damage there. I didn't even know he wasn't even spotted at that time. It seemed like he just moved preemptively. I don't know if Ping got more information knowing that some of the Noble was coming up to spot him, but that was a great move to kind of save his life. Noble though has killed so much time on this map, David. 3 minutes and 12 seconds now are all that remains, and they have to do something quick.
That is a good method of denial. If you can guarantee you can get the resets, then a little bit of forward play in the south actually makes a whole lot of sense.
Drogon taking a shot there. Toto is on the other side of the railroad. Now he's by himself. He's got to be careful, though. But Reaper getting shot from some of the members of Noble, which is so interesting because I always thought once you're on the other side of the railroad, like, there's no way you're getting shot from near off the map. Obviously, Noble's showing you that that's not true. Reaper taking 308 from Dodo. Drogon lined the shot up on that T-22. See who lets it fly. There it is. 287 going to him. Drogon and Reaper both dodging back and forth, but this is just more time for Noble.
The reason I can see why Noble might come over here to assist is just because they don't want Dodo to get all those sweet, sweet fantasy points. Because right now they're looking pretty. They could even lose Dodo, and they would not be at risk.
Sure.
Oh, but there is a hard flank coming in from the other side of Ping.
Oh, there it is. Shimbo, as well as a couple of the members of Ping999 coming out to try to catch out some Noble right here. Let's see if it works out for him. Shimbo taking 572 and getting lit up and dominated from Noble. Friction being the one to finish that one off there. Fluky now taking a shot onto Marsh, 320. But the rest of Noble is coming to end him right now. This is going to allow Ping to take down Dodo. But again, this is just time and time in Noble's hands. Ping has 1 minute and 50 seconds to either kill all members of Noble or to cap successfully. 1285, 1661 going to Fluky, and the final shot coming out there from Germ to finish off that T22. Meanwhile, Taco Soldier finally finishing Dodo, who seemed to stay alive just for a long time up there over on the northern side of the railroad tracks. Taco, or sorry, not Tacos, Techno's taking 434, 79. Now Canadian Impact lining up that shot, but Germ is going to finish it off before he can get it. Now a minute and 21 seconds. No cap pressure being applied at all from Ping. 4 members on them against these 6 from Noble. Noble looking good to pick up a defensive victory right here on his steps. Step-A's. Step-Eyes. One of those. Oh, look at, now that was focus fire right there. All 4 members, all at the same time of Ping to shut down. Single tank from Noble.
Say Shimbo going down was probably the best example of focus fire we've seen in this match so far. He only got 2 shots out of his TVP when he just exploded in one really gnarly volley.
Absolutely there. And now again it is 4-on-4, so Ping has done a good job tying up a tank, but not with HP. Tot taking 12-59 there. One more shot in the E5. He'll be going down. Friction looks like he's coming around the corner, bouncing a shot in the E5. Akula and Friction now both going on, and Ping is just going for a cap fast. They're going to apply the pressure, and they're going to make Noble come to them. Marsh finishes off Taunt, and now they're just going to start pushing over to the northern cap here. They've got 20 seconds to get there and reset, and if they can, that is it for Ping, because there's only 21 seconds on the clock. Reaper 1 shot away. Germ spots him out. There's the reset, and that is all that Noble needed to do. This game is now theirs. Akula taking down Reaper. He's just going to keep putting that nail in the coffin there. Taco Soldier taking 325. 1 more shot. He'll fall down. Germ's going to pick that one up, the T22, leaving just Drogon and his T22, but the cap is, or the time is done. Noble has found a victory, making it now 2-1 on to Steps. So just there, kind of the typical northern cap coming out for Ping. They tried to flank, didn't really work out for him. Anything else that you kind of saw, or was that was basically it?
No, that's pretty much it.
Pretty much
Status
it.
quo in that situation, although that nice attempt at a flank by Ping, but it just wasn't really fully fleshed out. Let's go to those stats.
Let's do it.
Kula 2600
Kula Matata.
in his 140. Where's he stepping on to that farming angle again?
Where
He
is
hasn't. He's been a very big team player this season, but this game he's like, no, guys, this is my moment.
This is my
2,500
team.
out of Friction, 2,200 out of
Look at all
Dodoma,
that damage.
2,000 out of Germ, 1,500 out of Canadian Impact, 12 out of Militant, and Marsh chipping in what he could and getting a kill. Tonti with 1,900, Drogon with 1,900, Fluky and Technos with 1,300, and everybody else for Ping below 1,000.
All right, well, there it is. So another victory coming out from Noble. They're going to be going back onto offense, where they found a victory before, so possibly can do it again. Maybe bring that artillery. If I'm gonna stay away from artillery talk, because I'm just trying to think of any of the questions that were
Well, my answer is going to be the same. Just I don't care if it works.
Yeah.
You're Noble. Just play tanks and win. Like why? Why?
Yeah. Again, my reasoning is that they are just getting ready for some amazing strat for the playoffs. Maybe they're just trying to hide what they've been working on for the longest time.
Do you mean to imply that they don't care about my feelings?
No, David.
Honestly,
no,
knowing these guys, they
David,
full
no.
well might be jamming an
No.
artillery at any possible chance just to troll me.
Just maybe like how Tofu's mirror fans his mouse.
Yeah, but way more committed than that. Tofu just has to say some stuff. They have to
They're
play
actually
with this
playing
strategy.
in it and actually putting themselves in the tank to do it. Man, if that's
Like I said, I don't have a problem with it on steps.
maybe we can test it out. Just start saying you love it, and we'll see if Noble plays it. Ladies and gentlemen, just say it right now. Say it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Noble now potentially going 3-1 against Ping. Let's see if Ping can come back and tie it up. Let's go right into it and take a look at what we've got for our tanks. They've got an artillery.
I know. I'm aware. Noble with an E5, 2 batch shots, 2 T22s, a T55A, and the M53, M55. Ping with 2 E5s, 907, 2 T22s, a TVP, and a WZ-132.
All right, Marsh back in that artillery. Let's see what he can do. I don't know why I just started. Anyway, David, maybe why is Germ's camo?
Sorry, go ahead.
Why is Germ's camo slightly different than the rest of Noble's?
Because the T55A is an older tank model, and they just haven't cleaned it as much.
Okay.
You can see it's been through a lot.
It's been through a lot lately. It's just really seen some action.
It's seen some things.
I just won't bring it up. Now we have Noble going over to the east now, only sending the bat shed up to the north, which he will run into a lot of the members of Ping, just like last time. But Ping not committing as many over the north. It's only sending about 4 that way. The remaining 3 staying on the east. Noble going very far south to make sure that they're not spotted here. Now Friction going to start leading the charge.
So they took all the way down to K0 because it's got the best angles. So if anybody was in the eastern side, they would have a very good chance of just absolutely dominating and winning right then and there.
Gotcha, gotcha. So just trying to find any sort of pick while they can. Fortunately for Ping, no one was there.
Can you imagine if they're playing Yo and Yo did that strategy again right now?
Oh my.
They just drive straight into the middle, cut the entire team
Hi,
in half.
everybody. Again, I'm excited to see teams look at that, study that, and then we're going to start seeing these just stealth runs onto steps, which would make it so much more exciting for me personally. Watch an entire group of 7 people down just the 4-5 line and just pop out and surprise people. And then to see the counters for that, like a kid in a candy shop. Right now, Canadian Impact, though, being spotted out in that E5, taking a little bit of damage. Taco Soldier taking some as well in his E5. And the HP in favor of Ping. Not a lot has happened. Almost 2 minutes, though, have already gone by in this battle. Noble now very spread out. I heard a shot from Marsh. Let's see if we'll connect anywhere. No. Does not connect anywhere at all.
See that? That is what salty silence sounds like. just to highlight the difference.
Awesome. Well noted. Well noted indeed. Fluky taking a little bit of damage in that T-22. Not much, though. Meanwhile, Milton starting to find the rest of Ping. Reaper taking 427. And that Scout for Ping. Oh, another shot from Marsh. Let's see where it lands. No, right into the... Not really. I guess he's going for Reaper and where Reaper was. Reaper getting out of there. If that would have landed, that would have been a good chunk of damage. Now, bringing artillery with such a long kind of rate of fire, it's just a tank that you would want to just... Do you feel like you'd get more benefit in this kind of widespread map by just every time it's on reload, just clicking, 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 clicking?
The artillery?
Yeah. Or is this kind of map that you want to really wait? Because we talked about
You want to hit your shots here, or it's a gigantic waste of time. The reload's too long.
Okay.
Canadian Impact getting lit up from multiple angles, trying to get some forward spotting so they can make that artillery work, but instead, probably going to lose to tier 10 unless they are able to bully people off. They are, so perhaps Noble can reverse this into a strategic win.
There it is.
Themselves picked up Reaper in a WZ-132. Shimbo is now at risk in a big fight developing in the middle.
50-51 might be going down. He finally has all his shots up. He only gets 1 to Akula before he goes down. Fluky and Drogon now coming to join the fight, but they just might walk right into their graveyard. 347, 11-26 going to Drogon. Taco Soldier takes down Canadian Impact. Dodo finds Fluky. Now 6 tanks for Noble against the 4 for Ping999. Drogon now going to get lit up from Milton from the back and Dodo as well. Milton finishing off that one in the back chap, taking down that T-22. And now Taco Soldier taking 321. Just 3 tanks remain. It looks like Noble has done it again on offense, bringing the artillery, finding the victory here as Marsh finishes off Taco Soldier in the E5, leaving just Taunt and Technos here. 3 minutes and 52 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time for Noble to shut down these 2 remaining tanks. They're spotted. It is just a great day for Noble right now. Just a great day. Kula finishing off Technos. Nice focus fire, as you guys can see on your screen, coming out from Noble. Tatanakis, you can't hide, man. You just can't hide. The question is, will Marsh have his shot up in time, or will Germ take it from him? Milton is actually going to finish off Taunt there, and that's going to be Noble picking up their 3rd victory against Ping. On to steps in our 4th and final match of the night. Do you think that was a situation in which Ping maybe overcommitted to the center because they were so confident the artillery was back there?
Yeah, so Noble decided to sacrifice Canadian Impact to the god of RNG.
Oh.
And Ping was not about to be outdone. So
Sure.
they took everyone. And they're like, I see you're 1 and I raise you 6.
That's
pretty much how that match
pretty good
went.
raise.
Let's go check out the stats.
Does sacrificing to the god of RNG do anything great for you?
Not for me.
Oh.
Never works for me. Probably work for Jackie and Hugo, but that's a different story. Akula with 2,700. Dodoma with 2,500. Friction with 2,000. Germ with a very, very satisfying even number.
1,800 even.
flat. I love seeing that.
18 knots.
1,700 out of Militant. 1,200 out of Marsh. Almost 1,200 out of Canadian Impact before he went down, which is a miracle. It's crazy. And for Ping, 1,700 out of Tontonakis. Everybody at or below 1,000. Well, we'll make that Reaper at 1,000. Everybody else below 700.
Yeah, so they're really Ping not really finding the angles into the battle or the shot they're looking for.
No, and everybody has that moment where they think something's good or a call is made and it just goes horrendously wrong.
Guys, we
And
got
you
this
can
in
see
the
it on the
center.
stat screen when 6 of your players don't break 1,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's-
Now we're going on to Muravanka here, so I'm expecting to see, again, Noble possibly bringing more artillery at this mark on you.
I don't know.
I-
I don't know if they
I-
are.
I'm just gonna-
Like I said,
gonna
you
buy
know,
your
Steps
shirt.
and Muravanka, I have far less of an issue with.
Sure. Pro.
As hilarious as this topic is.
Yeah. For the rest of the night, I will not bring up any sort of artillery.
I'm convinced. I am fully convinced that they're doing this to troll me
Swear.
at this point in time. Fully convinced.
Really?
Yes.
That's.
Yes.
I mean, that's impressive. That's that's gotta feel good.
That's me giving them the benefit of the
That's
doubt.
gotta feel good. Like that's like me going like, guys, I really hate seeing the waffle. I hate the waffle so much.
Like to troll me, to confuse people about what their actual strategies are. Because at this point, I'm 100%. I think you're right. And anything besides they actually like this as an overall strategy, as like a go-to strategy, because I would lose all faith.
All right,
Let's get the
ladies and
game.
gentlemen, Noble is up 3-1 going to Muravanka. Let's get right into it and take a look at what we've got for our tanks.
Noble with 2 E5s, a bat shot of 140, a T22, and a tank I will not name. Pink with 2 E5s, a 907, an STB, a T22, and a TVP.
I can't even see it. I see Noble having six. It's a 6v7 here. That's all I can see, David. That's how much I respect you.
Might as well be. Hey!
Hey!
No. On this strategy, the way they use it is viable, and it helps instill that fear that we were talking about. So, you know, if it works, it works.
We'll see if
Just like on steps.
if it works.
My only critique is, do you need it to win the map?
Like, could you do it in a more?
Yes. I guess that's a pretty good rule of thumb. Unless it
Ooh.
has an excellent use that's going to win the game for you, it may or may not be actually worth it. But either way, one shot out and a miss.
Well, sorry, I was oohing. Reaper was going really fast. Kind of went off a clearing,
Catch air.
caught air, and tracked himself.
Yeah, that'll happen.
That's just so being a track when your track is damaged then repaired. What is the detriment? Wow, Noble going very aggressive here, putting 3 members on cap, and it's like, Ping, all right, you want this? Come and get it. 20 seconds now. Tontonakis is going to start lighting him up. Taco Soldier is ready and waiting in the E5, but the rest of Ping is kind of far out. They need to, Taunt and Taco need to stall this one out here, but it looks like Noble is just using this kind of bait Taunt over to him. Noble, though, going on the side, taking some damage in return, but Taunt taking 935 there in that E5. Akula getting tracked from Drogon. 7-11 going into E5 there. One more shot. He'll be going down. Taco Soldier taking a shot. Looks like they might be leaving this one up to Marsh. Let's see if he can finish off. No, Dodo takes him out. Now 140 from the side, and that is a tank already falling. Meanwhile, the rest of Ping very aggressively coming in because the cap pressure is still on. 41 seconds there for Noble. Reaper taking 373, 698 in that WZ-132. One more shot. He'll be going down. Marsh is on reload, so they've got some time before that artillery starts firing again. Canadian Impact taking down Reaper. 78 seconds on the clock, so Ping have done a good job kind of resetting Noble, but Noble just taking this time and opportunity to take down these tanks. 702 going to Technos, the 907. 689 going to Shimbo, who is now reloaded, but he's going to take too much damage. He's not going to get his full clip out in time. Canadian back taking down Technos. Milton finds Shimbo. Taco Soldier does find Dodoma. The first tank falling for Noble, but there are only 3 tanks for Ping left. And it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, Noble is picking their 4th victory now. 671 going to the STB1. Taco Soldier. And then E5 taking some damage as well. And it is just a matter of time. 698. 402. Who will it be? Milton not going to have enough time. Look at Jimmy Akula to pick that one up there. There it is, the SB1 Drogon. Still sitting at full health. So there's that. He's got that going for him.
I think he has given up on this game.
he's like, all right. Well, it's over. Canadian Impact taking those shots.
Yes, Impact, yes. No, everybody stop. It's Impact. It's
Give it-
Impact, no.
Well, hey, Milton, he's on my team. Yeah, Milton. The shot just missing there from Marsh. Canadian Impact picking up Taco Soldier. And that's our Noble fighting their 4th victory against Ping999. One more, and they will finish out the night here, 5-1. They're going to be going on defense on Muravanka, so looking good to do it.
So, before we look at stats,
Before we go to stats.
what's your guess
Oh, good.
on M40's damage?
15.
Okay. I'd say 15's a really good guess. I'm gonna lowball you for the jokes,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say 1,000 because there was an E5 there that he really should have been focusing on. That's kind of like the whole reason they bring it.
Okay.
And I bet he probably hit him twice, and somewhere around 1,000.
All right.
Let's go to stats.
Let's check it out. Who is it?
See, just verifying. We're not sneaking peeks. Here we go. Oh, it's directly in between.
Oh, but I'm over, so I lose.
You're over. You're over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got it. No. It's closer to you.
Oh.
You round it. You see what I'm
I
saying?
thought if you go, isn't like,
I win 1,000. You win 1,500. Okay, whatever. You win. Let's go with that.
I want you to win, David.
Canadian Impact with 2,800. I've never heard that before. 2,800 out of Canadian Impact, 2,300 out of Friction, 2,000. Let's make that 2,200 out of Dodoma. Okay, Ping just took a timeout, so we got all time in the world. Or as long as the timeout lasts. 1,900 for Militant, 1,700 for Akula. You win for Marsh. Don't care whether you want me to win or not. And Germ, almost 1,000. Taco Soldier, that's just rough. I mean, 1,600, 1,600, 1,300, 1,000.
Oh, a couple zeros.
Rough times.
Rough Roonies indeed for Ping999.
So yeah, so let's talk about what I do like about it. Nothing? No, man, that was too. It was there. It was there. I had to take it. So, like we saw with the high voltage game, the E3 poking up got drilled by an Artie, I think. Yeah, got drilled by an Artie.
Okay.
E5 was in a similar position. Another place the Artie can hit that's otherwise kind of safe. So you can go haul down there and back up and down. What are you going to do? Like snipe that hatch from really far away? So it's one of the best answers to the one line, to the one column, which is a significant threat.
Okay.
Which is why I'm not aside from the jokes and the amusing banter. I'm not going to actually bag on an artillery on this map. Now well, that's on artillery in general. The M40, M43, I just hate it. I just hate the tank entirely.
Let me get you a T-shirt.
And I won't even get into why. I think there are other better artillery to be picking in this instance. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, if you're just going to be firing at an E5, I'd have to do the math. Maybe they're right. It's just so long. It's got a fairly flat trajectory, and it's cruel. Sometimes it'll do 300. Sometimes it'll do 800. So in that instance, what I like about it is that it could have vaporized the E5 and won the game
instantly.
So this is a situation where I find it to be. We kind of put that rule of thumb earlier. It's like, okay, if it's going to win you the game or otherwise handle a situation that cannot be handled, and you feel that situation is very likely to happen, like it is on Muravanka, not just like if they run this strat, we're going to need it.
Like most of the time.
Most of the time, it's going to be there, and this is a great tank to handle it. Yeah, sure, fine. So if the M40 is the best tank for the job, then all right, great. If it's not, well, then change Artie, or perhaps it's just Marsh. I mean, Marsh likes it over the other ones. I don't know if the Lorraine 51 is particularly better for this. Maybe if you're firing heat or something. Who knows?
All right. Well, one thing also I kind of point out what Noble did there, putting 3 members on cap, being very aggressive, and then one member of Ping999, can't remember who it was, came to get close to start proxy lighting him, and Noble just said, forget the cap. We're just going to push over, take this tank. Dodo came around the side, and they have now a 4-on-1. So they went very aggressive. They didn't really try to put cap pressure on really at all at that point. They're like, oh, we got a free tank. Let's take it out. And Ping luckily for Noble, Ping was not ready to fire upon them if they did that. If Ping was set up in the back and Noble aggressively pushed over to find a tank, could that have turned around? I mean, I feel like if Noble came on the side.
It could, but this gets into a realm of fear that isn't healthy. It's not super likely that they would connect and do a lot of damage with the lineup that they had and the information that Noble had at the time.
Gotcha.
But objectively overall, it's a danger zone for sure. You could get ruined in that if the lineups were right and yada, yada, yada.
All right, well, Noble not getting in that situation. It is now 4-1. We're done with the timeout. We're getting ready to go to the next battle. One more victory, and Noble will take it home. Let's see if they can do it, or if Ping can keep on going. Let's get right into it and take a look at what we've got for tanks.
This is a part of me that really wanted Ping to bring in artillery. There's something hilarious about that to me. That would be great if they brought it and just dunked one shot after another and one. Noble with an E5, 2 140s, 2 T22s, 628, and an RG51. Yeah. Ping with 2 E5s, 907, 2 T22s, a TVP, and WZ132.
All right. Now Noble on defense. They just got to hold one more, and they'll take it home. Let's see what Ping does to try to stop that from happening. Shimbo already getting spotted out by who? Marsh? Was that already?
So buildings already being destroyed by Militant in order to provide more shot angles, and Tontanakas getting caught out as a lot of Noble is ready to focus fire on this particular area right now.
There's a shot coming out from Akula. Luckily a bouncing. Look at all those shots going back and forth between both the teams, but only a few connecting. There it is, Drogon taking a little bit of damage as well from Noble here. Look at those shots. They're coming back. It's kind of a nice firing line right up the 3-4. They grab kind of the 4 line, really, of this map. Germ taking a nice shot there on a taunt for 291. But while this is going on, we do have Technos and Reaper from Ping kind of apart from the rest of the team. Looking at their positioning, trying to get those angles in. There's a nice shot there going 219. See if they can keep finding more of that, but the more they take those, the more they are going to expose themselves to Noble. Reaper now is spotted out here. Marsh sees where he's at, takes a shot. Nothing really connecting. T62A from Noble in that H1 position driven by Canadian Impact. Getting ready to kind of find maybe more angles while they can. Militant has to be careful. He's gotten pretty low here. And Ping actually is up in the HP. David, kind of line up to line up, you know, what you've got, what you kind of seeing going through. Who would thrive more in a head-to-head brawl? Or is it pretty even between both of these teams?
It's pretty even. In a flat-out head-to-head with very little terrain stuff, it's actually Ping.
Oh, okay. Is it the autoloaders? Is it the
autoloaders plus an additional E5? It's a better HP per DPM lineup.
All right, we'll see if Ping
I believe.
Maybe Ping could find that. We'll see if they can. Right now they're sending Shimbo, Drogon, and Fluky to find and take down Canadian Impact. He's got to be careful, or he has got to hope that Noble is there to back him up. Drogon looks like he's got tracked there from Akula. Nice shot. Shimbo taking 497 as he pressures up against Canadian Impact in that T62A. Taunt, meanwhile, taking a little bit of damage. Then E5, still the fight for the center has gone through. Taco Soldier. And E5 still kind of sitting back. Shimbo, 6'9", 58, and Canadian Impact is going to finish him off. And ladies and gentlemen, that is a first tank falling. The 50, 51 is gone. Canadian Impact now taking a shot there, 243, but a lot more damage going to Ping. Reaper's got to be careful on the 132, a couple more, and he will be going down. He bails off the side to make sure he can get to safety. Fluky takes a shot. Canadian Impact doing a just fantastic job, almost by himself, keeping these multiple members of Ping just at bay here. 95 seconds on the clock. It looks like Ping is just, you know, guys, we need some cap pressure. We need something because this is not going our way. Taco Soldier might be going down here. He's one more shot. Germ can easily pick this one up. And that'll be an E5 now gone. Now Drogon coming to join. Fluky might be coming to join the cap pressure as well, dropping to 38 seconds here. Akula coming around the corner. He's looking for Taco Soldier. He lines the shot up. Let's see if he's going to take it. He does. The T22 taking out the E5. And the rest of Ping now focusing back onto Akula. He takes 616 for that, but he does find a tank, and it looks like he's baiting the rest of Ping to get in a tricky situation here. Friction over the top. A beautiful shot there onto Reaper. Starting to get the resets. Canadian Impact finds a kill. Still, all 7 members of Noble are up just against the 4 of Ping999. Ladies and gentlemen, this looks like it's going to be it. Drogon does find Akula. That is not going to be enough. They need to find a lot more of those for not taking any in return. Canadian Impact takes down Tom. Friction takes down Technos, leaving just Drogon now as Fluky goes down. And this is going to be Noble's 5th and final victory to close out the night, ladies and gentlemen. And another just a great victory from them, looking to secure that spot to just the guaranteed buy-in to the finals for Season 2 WGLNA, which is happening again in Las Vegas on February 27th. Guys, it's going to be sweet. It's going to be awesome. The teams are going to be there. We're going to be there. Tim's going to be there. So get your tickets and come out and check it out. It's going to be super fun indeed. But before we talk about that, let's just kind of close this one out. David, looking at what we saw there, you want to go to stats?
Yep.
Let's go to stats.
Drogon with 2,000, Tontanakas 1,600, and then switching over to Noble. 2,900 for Germ, 2,700 for Friction, 2,600 for Dodoma, 1,700 for Canadian Impact, 1,400 for Akula, 1,200 for Militant, and 714 for Marsh. Friction had a good set of games. Welcome back, buddy.
Well done, Friction.
Welcome back.
Yeah, hopefully, can't wait to see you in the playoffs and And I hope they get to meet you. Maybe I can share some. You can tell me some embarrassing stories about David. And oh, we'll have the laugh, and it'll be a great time. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our fourth and final match of the night. Let's do a quick recap of what happened. If you guys missed anything, up first we had Aquatic M60s beating Googly Bobbers 5-1, followed by High Voltage beating Color Wanted 5-2, third Eclipse beating Yo 5-2, and finally what you guys just saw, Noble beating Ping 5-1. David, out of the four matches that we had tonight, which one did you most enjoy watching?
You know, I would have to say probably the Collar Wanted versus High Voltage.
Yeah.
That was just an excellent set overall. Some of the dynamic strategies that were brought out, Collar Wanted getting a word in edgewise here and there.
Yeah.
And High Voltage starting to show what they're going to be by the finals, I think.
Okay. So a good statement coming out from them. I enjoyed that one as well. Another just fun play, again, that comes to mind is Yo's push on steps, the stealth bomber, if you will, sending all those members right up the rim.
That was pretty great.
Can't wait to see if that happens again.
Pretty great.
So well done for them. Ladies and gentlemen, that does it for our show. Thank you so much for following us on Facebook and YouTube, /WGLNA, for watching this on BattleViewer.com. How awesome was that? And also for following us on Twitter @WGLNA. Again, ask us your questions using #mailbag. Quinn is going to be in next show on Thursday, which is going to be, he'll be presenting those questions to us. We'll be answering them here live. So make sure you tweet those questions again using #mailbag to @WGLNA, and tune in for Thursday's matches, which are going to be these four following ones. It's going to be Noble versus Googly, Ping versus Ding, 07 versus Yo, and finally High Voltage versus Aquatic M60s. I've been wanting Ping versus Ding to face off for a while.
It's going to be an interesting game.
It's going to be a fun game indeed. On behalf of everyone here at the WGLNA, ladies and gentlemen, that has been David Williams. I am Christian Toma, and as always, thanks for stopping by.